Yo, what's up everybody? Unpunk bringing you a video on Royale, which is the Battle Royale for Paladins. If you guys didn't already know, this is now free to play on both PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So if you guys are trying to get in and play a new Battle Royale with some twists and turns, this is the perfect game for you. Go check it out in your store. It's open beta across all consoles. If you guys are having any trouble, you can check my channel. I got a guide on how to get it, as well as how on PlayStation you can get the free Battle Pass. So you can get the second season or season 2 Battle Pass for free without having to pay a dime. So you can earn all the rewards for free, which is super cool. So check that on my channel if you guys need more. But this is going to be going over the Armory and how leveling up your characters works, what you get for leveling them up, etc. So I'm going to select my assassin here as a class. Most of these are going to have very similar abilities. And what I mean by that is when you go over to your loadout here, you're going to have these 4 abilities. The 2 on the right and 2 on the left are going to be the same no matter what character you have. Or by the same, I mean they have the same options. So depending on how much you level up your character, you get different options. You start out with Pennywise, which is gain 1 extra shard for every item disenchanted. Then you get Craftsmanship, and then at level 14 you get the next one, and then 24, etc. And basically there are a few that you want to use and a few that you can choose which ones you want and find what works best for you. But I highly recommend, once you get this, I think this is about level 2, so it's your first thing you should unlock, is Restoration. It passively regenerates 10 health per second. That's actually incredibly overpowered in game. If you can hide out when you're in combat situations, you don't have any health or restores or anything, this will be able to get you a little bit more backup and allow you to still kind of engage with being cautious. So that's what I really recommend. But by default, you start with Rejuvenate, which is also good. Increases the healing of items by 25%. But I think Restoration is way better. Reduced headshot damage for Juggernaut is okay, but not as good as this. And Vigor, the extra 300 health can help. But overall, Restoration, I'd say, is your #1 choice for this on any class you use. Again, these 4 on the 2 on the right, 2 on the left are going to stay the same options no matter what class you have. For example, if I go into my Hunter, I'm gonna have the same options. So you want Restoration. I personally love Craftsmanship in the second category because it lets you forge 5 seconds faster. And then, there's gain 25 shards for eliminated a chicken, so you get extra shards on top of your 50 shards you normally get. Or make potions 20 seconds faster, so it takes about 5 seconds to make potions. Depending on what you want, that's where I would change these. But again, those are going to stay no matter which character you're on. So you unlock those in the same intervals. If you want to see how to unlock them and kind of see the path, you can click on the top right with your R1 or L1 if you're on PlayStation, or bumpers on the Xbox. You can go over and see your mastery, so you can see what you've gotten, and you can see all the different pages. And when you unlock more of different things, a lot of different options become available. So again, for my Hunter, you can pick 3 different main abilities and 3 different forge abilities, is what I call them. You have an agility, or an ability that is going to be your left trigger, whatever your left trigger is, whether you're using explosive traps or whatever you use. This is going to give you advantages to that category for this class's specific types. So this Hunter specializes in Blast Arrow. It specializes in Proximity Trap and Flare. As you can see from the first category here, Ranger has a 50% cooldown by default for those. But if you want, you can specifically boost each of the 3 as you level up this character more if you like those 3. I recommend picking a class that has the corresponding types of weapons and specials if you're doing it, because the second one will let you pick specialties on weapons, so crossbows, air basilisk, and then the longbows. So if you're using a Hunter, you're going to want to focus on one of the 3 weapons ideally, as you can do more successful damage quicker with these abilities. And the last one is movement here, and again, this all connects up to your R1 ability. So you start with dodge roll as the assassin, but you can also switch up and get withdraw, and you can also get different abilities, so that way you can interact with the world and move and get away from situations quicker and more efficiently. I personally don't think that any of these are very great. I think Soar is overpowered, so I normally use that no matter what. But nonetheless, that's kind of how these top 3 abilities work. They're character-specific boosts to certain weapons or specials that are known for that character or designed for that character. Now, these bottom 3 are going to be forgeable abilities. So the ability to forge for 20 less shards. That's absolutely fantastic. The next ones are always going to forge Blast Arrow first, or Proximity Trap, or Flare if you're doing an ability. This makes it so your abilities are 20 shards less. So instead of being 90, they're 70. The same thing with the weapon. It will go to 70 shards if you have this, or you can forge a crossbow, air basilisk, or longbow, guaranteed your first time if you have the levels. And then the last one being movement, and it will be again focused on the different special things you have for movement abilities or saving 20 shards. By default, it's good to have what you have, but if you like certain abilities, just adjust naturally. Now, of course, there are 4 different classes, lots of abilities, and I'm not going to go over all of that, but I wanted to go over how they work. Again, each class has their 3 top. They have the ability, weapon, and movement boosts. Then they have forge ability, weapon, and movement. And then you got your chicken, your natural speed or your speed, your shards, and your healing. Those are the basics of it. I hope this helped you guys out, get a little better understanding of how this works. Again, you can check in Mastery to see your progress on each of your characters. You can also see just right here under classes what level each of them are at. The first few levels are definitely very easy to get and can be gotten in 1 or 2 matches. The other ones take a little bit more time, but pretty cool. And nonetheless, I really like the way this is set up. You can go to the final page and you can see that there's 30 total levels for each of the characters. So I'm already almost about 33, about 25-30% done with this assassin character, and I've only been playing with this guy for about a day of my personal time playing here. So it's really, really cool. And then the last section here is global, and this is basically just your cosmetics, how you access them, your avatar, your skydive effects, your loading screens, which you can change to whatever you want, which is really cool. Unfortunately, no random options on any of these, but you can pick between different options that you have. You can change your mounts if you get them. You can change your emotes. You got a lot of different options here, and I just wanted to go over all of that for you guys so that if anyone's jumping into Realm Royale, doesn't understand how the armory and the classes and all that works, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, drop a like, and we'll see you soon. Peace.